Greetings, everyone. Yes. Hello, hello, lovely people. Welcome. Thank you so much. I want to see ya. See ya, see ya. You want to see ya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, guys. Good to have you all. Welcome. Happy New Week. It's a beautiful week again. And anytime I'm calling, make you pick up. Welcome. Let's go. Let's go. My baby, my baby, my baby, darling. Welcome. Thank you so much, Okudili. Good to have you here. Cornelius Okudili is okay. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming. Let's link up. I want to see. Coming, guys. Coming, guys. Coming. Thumbs up the stream. And share out your community if you have any, please. Share out. Let's have more amazing people coming here. Maliboro, whoa, you made it. See. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Maliboro work. Thank you. Dioma Kichi, welcome, Dioma. Good to have you. Wanyoma, welcome. Thank you, guys. Coming. Thumbs up and share out your community. I miss you. Oh, yeah. Whoa, good to have you. I appreciate you. Welcome. Oh, sleeping time. Yeah, I saw it. Well, you are amazing. 2 a.m. and you waited for me. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up, please. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Guys, share out the stream, okay? Share out. Let's have more people. The ball prize. Amazing couple. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Huh? Sweet pea. Oh my God, the sweetest pea is here. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Brazil and what's this flag here? Yeah, that's Brazilian flag. And Philippines, right? If I am not mistaken. Thank you so much, sweet pea. Welcome. God bless you. Indonesia. Oh, okay, Indonesia. Welcome. And Brazil. Thank you. Yeah. Let's warm up a little bit before we get into the business of the day. Welcome. It's a pleasure, the delight having you all here. It's a delight. Sweet pea. The ball prize. Dioma. Mali, did I call your name? Maybe I should just say Mali Walk. I don't want to spoil your name. Maybe I should just say Malioboro, right? Did I pronounce the name well? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know if I pronounce the name well. Is it Malioboro? Let me know. You will teach me how to dance. Oh my God. Welcome. Thank you so much, Dioma. It's a delight to have you guys. It's a new week and I'm so excited because I get to get it. I mean, I had a good rest over the weekend, so I'm always excited when it is a new week. And of course, we've all rested so well. Welcome. Thank you so much, everyone. Okudili watching the mirror, it's a delight to have you here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And let's go straight into the business of the day. Changing a spouse after marriage, the frustrations and what more, what not. All the frustrations, it's something that a lot of us, a lot of couples, I would say rather, wish and pray for. when people get married, and they notice certain things about their spouse, they begin to pray. Oh God, help me change my spouse. Oh God, help me change this habit of his or her. Help me change this person. Help me change this person. And then it becomes a prayer point. Now, why did I decide to talk about this? I was watching a deliverance, rather a prayer deliverance section of a church. Yeah, and the pastor was kind of praying for the husband because the wife came to the church and complained to the pastor that the husband has refused to change this habit of his, and she's been praying and she's been asking, she's been crying, and she's so frustrated right now that the man is not changing. Yeah, 2 a.m. here, and I'm going to bed now. Okay, Maliboro, thank you so much. I appreciate you for stopping by. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so. Welcome. I really do appreciate you. You can actually leave me running in your background while you sleep. Okay, you can leave me running while you sleep. Thank you so much. So now she went to the pastor to, like a counseling section. Ainishka Daily Dose, welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Ainish. Kindly give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. How have you been? Good, right? Anyway, so she went to the pastor and then complained how this habit of her husband has been affecting their marriage, and she's being a daughter of Zion, has been doing all the prayers and trying all she knows, the fasting, the watching war room, and all those things, for the man to change. But the man is not changing. And the pastor called the husband forth in the presence of all the congregations and said, come out here. And he started a prayer session on this man, a prayer and deliverance session right there in the church. Oh, you love it. Thank you so much, Anish. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Much love. Thank you. And then the prayer and the deliverance started in the church. The pastor was busy binding and casting every spirit of such habit away from the man. It was an intense deliverance. While I was watching, I was just smiling. I was smiling to myself. Why? Because prayer and deliverance cannot change a formed habit, cannot change a man or a woman who doesn't want to change. No matter the deliverance a pastor carries out on a man or a woman, all this, it is a foul spirit that has befallen on the person. This habit has been formed. There is nothing like a foul spirit. There is nothing like a foul spirit. And until we come to realize that there are certain things, certain habits that cannot change in a man or a woman who doesn't even want to change that habit, there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. No deliverance from a pastor, from an imam, from a dibia, from a wali can change such habits. And you as a married man or as a married woman cannot wake up overnight and want to change certain formed habits unless that person is willing to work with you. Neither can nagging and fighting over it, forcing over it, will change that person. It doesn't, and it will never change. You know the funny thing? When a man marries a woman, he says to himself, whoa, finally I have met that woman. She's not going to change. Man, she is just that woman. Can I shock you? She's eventually going to change. She will, And then as a woman, you get married to a guy and you say, we women do this most often times. We do this habit of wanting to change certain habits in a man, in our husbands. And we say, yeah, he will need a touch here and there, just a little change here and there. I believe he's going to change. Guess what? It never does happen. That man stays the way he is, You can't change certain things. Do you know why? Because the society where the person grew up, the environment, the family background, all these things helps to change and form a man. When I say a man, both a man and a woman, it shapes the way we see things, our perspectives, our views about life. Where we grew up, the environment matters. You cannot bring someone from, for instance, from the ghetto or from, of course, let's say some tough neighboring areas, and then you want to make that person become a saint overnight, make the person tush overnight. It doesn't just work. You cannot say, no, change this habit of yours, you know. No, you have to change. But again, there are certain things that we can change about ourselves. And these are the things that we have to compromise. These are the certain things we have to do in order for our marriage to work out. When I say certain habits can never be broken no matter how much you try. Jerma, okay, no problem. Thank you so much. Certain habits cannot be broken, whereas there are certain things that can also change. Habits are formed over time. They're like steel. They are formed over the years. The way a man is brought up by his father and mother determines how he, how he's going to behave when he has his own family sometimes. When a man has been with a family or with a toxic parent, of course, you don't expect him to come out as a saint. Most times it forms in their mind, except he leaves such toxic environment and begin to change and wash off those things about the environment or the family where he grew up from. Cornelius say maybe we should stop attracting toxic relationship, knowing what you don't clearly. Knowing what you don't want clearly and becoming really self-aware of your patterns in the first step is the first step to changing. Yes, you're right. Now I'm still gonna get there, because the truth is, anything you want today, you want to change today, starts with courtship. A lot of people go into relationship without even looking at the behaviors and habits of people. You see certain red flags, and then you ignore those red flags. Annie Best for Jesus, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I welcome you. Welcome. Thank you for the thumbs up as well. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome. There are certain things during courtship that you need to open your eyes and observe clearly, carefully. When you notice these things, know and ask yourself, is this something I'm willing to deal with when I get married to this man or this woman? You see a woman who doesn't know how to cook during courtship, for instance, and she tells you, this is who I am. I can't change. I have been living like this. Hello, how long have you lived that way? Sister Winnie, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Sister Winnie. God bless you. Thank you for the thumbs up as well. How long have you lived that way? That you haven't cooked for 5 years doesn't mean it's a habit that is formed, that you can change. Now, this is where people get it wrong. You now get married and say, look, I haven't been cooking. I don't cook in my parents' house. My mom and my dad never forced me to cook. So it's a habit. You can't change it. Hello, sister. That's a big, fat, flat lie. That you haven't prepared any meal for yourself or for anyone in 5, 10 years doesn't mean that this is a habit that has been formed in you. And so therefore you cannot cook for your family. Or that you're not used to washing. You've not washed your clothes for the past 5 years. You wake up and say, no, I don't do this. It's part of me. This is how I grew up. There are certain things, certain aspects, certain behavioral patterns that need to be changed. In order for our marriage to be successful, mom of triplets, welcome. Thank you so much, gorgeous woman of God. I appreciate you. Thank you. Please give me a thumbs up, okay? Welcome. Thank you so much. There are certain things that can be changed in a man or a woman, and there are certain things that can change. Which is why I ask, changing a spouse after marriage, is it possible? What are the frustrations, the pain, the struggle, the tears? You cannot wake up in your relationship. You see a man that dishes out punches like Mike Tyson and Sasu slaps like the best chef in the world. You have to tell yourself, when I marry, I'm gonna change him. When we get married, I'm gonna try to change this man. I have heard a lot of ladies say they can change, they want to change. You cannot change certain toxic habit about a person. Don't wait until you get married. If you want to see changes, let the changes start now. And then try to see some improvement and changes in that courtship before you say, oh, when we get to the marriage, he's going to improve. A man keeps telling you, don't worry, when we get married, I'll try to adjust. Let that adjustment begin today, if at all. It's not a well-formed habit like a stew. Mom of triplet, okay, say network is, oh, sweet. I understand. Yeah, I understand. Let me even drop the link. Anybody who wants to jump on it can jump on it. Let's discuss on this, okay? Yeah. So request to see changes in that person before you conclude. Don't just say after marriage he or she is going to change. Changes don't happen that way. If you have tried during courtship to stop a man from hitting you, or to stop a woman from hitting you during courtship, you have failed. Know that you're walking into a trap, into the devil's trap. That trap is looking at you like this, is staring at you. Know you're walking into the devil's trap. That will never change. Rather, when you get married to that person, it will get worse. Yes, it's gonna get worse. You see a woman who nags so much during courtship. She can nag your life out. You say, well, I will try. Maybe because you love her, when we get married, I'll try to stop this habit of it. You know, lady, when we get married, you have to stop this. When we get married, you have to stop this. You have to stop this nagging attitude. It doesn't change. It doesn't happen that way. Nobody changes in marriage. Rather, their character would be more exposed. Thank you, Mama Triplett. Thank you so much. Being a carer with cares, I appreciate you, gorgeous woman of God. Welcome. Thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up. Okay, Ella and Esther and Ella TV, welcome. Thank you. It's okay. I'm just starting, Ella. Give me a thumbs up, okay? The link is there. Whoever wants to jump on the link, let's discuss. We are women here, married women. I think we all are married here. Let's rub minds together. Look at certain habits, certain things that can be changed in a man or in a woman, and those things that can be changed. You can jump on the link and discuss with me, okay? Welcome. Give me a thumbs up. You see a man who smokes excessively. What I mean smokes, he's a chain smoker. As you are seated there, he can actually light one full packet of cigarettes and then finish it in one conversation or in one date. You go out on a date and then he's busy puffing cigarettes, non-stop. And because you love him, you're blinded with love, you tell yourself, when we get married, you have to stop the smoking. I will try and change his smoking. I'll try and see how we can reduce it. You want to try? You have to start the trial now. It's hard to break certain habits. It's hard to break certain formed habits in a man or in a woman. Or a woman, as a woman, she smokes. This lady smokes, that this is her lifestyle. And she has made it known very clearly to you, like as clear as the bright daylight, that I smoke. And I love smoking, and I don't intend to change. You look at her and you say, because you love her cause, you love her person, you love her personality, like, oh, you love the vibes, and you say, well, when I get married to her, I will try to change her. Hello, brother. There are certain things you can't change. It's going to take some time for that smoker to change, and you must be ready to endure and persevere. And you must also be ready to accept the reality when that change doesn't occur, because it's a 50-50 thing. You don't go to church and you start praying, God, break every spirit, every habit of smoking. Whereas when you were dating, you knew this person has been smoking. They have this smoking habit. You didn't try to stop it. You didn't try to do anything. And then you wait until you're married. 1 month into marriage, you start forcing over them to change. You start forcing over them to change, and then you go to church for deliverance and prayers. It doesn't work that way. There are certain things that we cannot change, especially overnight. And you have to accept it that this thing is 50-50, because this habit didn't form overnight. It took time. Cornelius say, when we believe we can't just it just takes away our power to change things. When we sit down and answer some important questions on paper, we are beginning to change your future already. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yes, can't is not the right word. But the truth is, like I said, certain habits that are so formed, they're like muscles and bones. You can't break them. If you try, you will end up breaking that marriage because you will get a fight back. You get a clap back. A lot of marriages have been broken down due to these things. Especially when you see it coming. You know this thing already. You know these things, and then you tell yourself, look, when we get married, this thing, I will find a way around it. I will try to change it. When dating your spouse to be is supposed to be be of good behavior, and if they are nonchalant, don't expect them to change after marriage. Thank you so much being a carer with case. Thank you so much. And this is the reality. A lot of women go into marriage with this notion that the man is going to change. He's going to change. You are seeing that danger. You're seeing that red flag. It's so clear to you that this thing is a formed habit. And then you keep telling yourself, deceiving yourself or consoling yourself that he or she is going to change. That is already a recipe for disaster in that marriage. Is a recipe for disaster, because when you wake up overnight trying to change those things that you saw, the question they're going to put to you is, did you not meet me this way? I've listened to husbands say, she married me this way. She knew I was smoking. So why would she wake up to ask me to stop smoking? She knew I was clubbing. She knew I was womanizing. Look, women especially, you see a man that womanizes, like he loves everything under the skin. And then you tell yourself, when we get married, I become the only woman. He will no longer club. He will not womanize anymore. Hello, you are dreaming. That is dreaming. That is broad daylight dreaming. A man who doesn't respect you before marriage and rubs off other women on your face, changes women like they change, they change boxers. You are seeing these things, you know those things. You know, but you keep manipulating your ways. You keep trying to be the one, the one on the A list. You keep trying to be the queen among all. You try to be the one that will wear the crown and become the missus. Now you're married. You now start, nagging. You have to stop this. How is he gonna stop it? Whereas when you were dating, you never tried to change that. You never tried to stop him from womanizing. You never told him, you never confronted him, because you don't want to piss him off. Otherwise, he's gonna call off the wedding. Otherwise, you go to number 3 on the list or number 4 on the list. But you don't want that. You want to be on the on the top of the list. You want to be his favorite woman. He's got the cash. He's handsome. This is the problem why a lot of women get into a marriage and then they become punching back, because when you wake up to try to change certain things that you saw, certain behaviors you saw in a man, you wake up and you want to change it, that man is going to give you a clap back. He will fight back. Why? Because you saw those things. You never complained about them. And then you start watching War Room. How long are you going to watch War Room for a man to change or for a woman to change? You know, a woman doesn't have an iota of respect for any other man, even you, the man. But of course, our intentions are most times, are things that pushes us into these traps sometimes. The intentions for getting married. We get married for the wrong notion, with the wrong notions, with the wrong intention. A guy is rich, he's got it all. So therefore, you can endure during courtship. When you get to married, why don't you continue the endurance? You continue with the endurance. There are certain things that can't be changed afterwards. Defects in character can be quite difficult to change. Yes, being a carer with case. I absolutely agree with you. They turn the other eyes because, like you just rightly said, they want to bear misses. Good luck to them. Good luck to them, honestly. Good luck to them. And Cornelius says, okay, watching a mirror says, there are certain things that can't be changed afterwards. Okay, defect in character can be quite difficult to change. Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. And this is just the reality. This is the reality. That is why a lot of women are in abusive marriage, very toxic marriage. Look at what happened last week, last 2 weeks. You see those things. They keep unfolding on a daily basis. The social media is awash with negativity, so much negativity in marriage, because we ignore those things that we should be looking at. We pretend and turn blind eyes towards those things. and say after marriage it's going to change. How is it going to change? What are those things? Is this something that can change? Now there are very little things that we just they are not formed, but we pick up, you know, in the course of life, in the course of growing up, in the course of traveling, meeting people, you know, we pick up certain things. They are not formed habits. For instance, very minor things like dipping bread in tea. Some people will say, I'm used to dipping bread in tea while having my breakfast. It is not a formed habit. Things like this can be changed. You can decide to adjust for your partner if it's somehow to them. Especially if you love this person, you know, whenever you're doing that, it kind of irritates them and turns them off, you know. I don't like it. Growing up, I did that. While growing up, I can just pick up bread, chew inside the tea as a kid. We do that. But now that I'm grown, I find it, I can't even do it anymore. So when I see someone do it, I'm going to be like, oh my God. So if you're my spouse and you're fond of dipping it and your entire hand gets into the tea and then you bring it up and then you push it into your mouth, you know, to some people it's very irritating. To others, it may not be. But these things can be changed. If your partner, if your spouse complains and say, come on, can you just try and stop dipping your whole hands into the cup of tea? You know, just stop it. If you can adjust, if you can change, can you just cut the bread, bite the bread, and then sip the tea? It's the same thing. You don't have to dip and then part of the bread falls into the tea and then you bring them out and throw into your mouth. This is a grown adult with teeth. You don't need to dip that into. They usually feed kids that way, because they can chew, so they don't even choke. So that was how we started. For us, while growing up, it was fun. You know, it was fun. We were doing it out of excitement. But growing up, I discovered that it is not something I really want to continue doing. So if my spouse complains about such, I can change, I can adjust. It is not a formed habit. It is different from a man who dishes out slap at the slightest provocation. Yes, both are, you know, not something anyone should, but then this one can be adjusted. This one can be worked on. The other way around, it is even prayer will not save you from them. There will not, even prayer cannot change. Prayer cannot stop the man. You are the one that saw those things, and you are the one that should say no to it from the onset. Ifoma Louise, oh my Nyoma. Hey, good to see you. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Ify. If you kindly give me a thumbs up, okay? After this stream, if you please call me, okay? Bonum, I've tried reaching out to you. I don't know, you've been so busy. Welcome. You get, there are certain things that we can adjust. And then when you sit in one position and say, I don't want to adjust, this is how I want to have my tea. Now, there are people who will say this, and this is where the problem lies. Certain things you can change. You sit on it. No, you cannot. You are not unmovable. There are certain things you can change. That particular one, you can change it. You can stop it. German Kitchen said, character formed can't be changed just by prayers. If you decide to enter, even after seeing red flags, and hope that change will occur in marriage, it won't. It won't. Rather, it might get worse. Thank you so much, Joma. And that is what Kara with Care says as well. It only gets worse. When you see these things, these traits, those ones that can be adjustable, please, especially during courtship, try and start talking about it. That is why people court. Now, I'm wondering, why do people go into courtship? Why do people date? Is it just to have sex and have a good time? You know, eat, free breakfast and free lunch and free dinner, travel, like have all the fun? Is that the only thing people now do during courtship? Because these are the things, you know, we are supposed to be looking out for. Those things you know you can't deal with, look at them and note them out. When you've noted them out, you try to talk them into changing, and they're not. Please pick up your shoes and end that. The earlier, the better. When you as a woman say, no, this is how I've been eating in my house, you cannot wake up and because you're not married, you want to change it. Did you not see me eating that way when we were courting? Sister, please, If your husband is saying that and you know clearly that this thing is not a formed habit, you can change that pattern of eating, please change it. There are people who can't stand pouring soup inside swallow. You know, you pour the soup and the food together and you are eating it. There are people who can't stand it. But it's adjustable. There are things you can adjust. Why? Because you want to make your marriage work. You want to make your marriage work out, so you have to adjust on those things. Now, don't sit back and say, I can't change this. You are not unchangeable. There are things you can change when they are very flexible. Those things are not formed habit. You can change. Now, if you don't eat with the soup and the swallow in one plate, it's not going to do you anything. It's not going to destroy. It's not going to ruin you. It's not going to delete you. You will not buy. Let me use the word. If you don't dip your tea and your entire hand into your cup of tea, you don't dip your bread into your cup of tea, it will not delete you. Make room for this adjustment. There are people whose marriages have been broken because of toothpaste. How they press the toothpaste from the bottom, from the bottom of it. They hold it and then they press. So others press from the middle. Now, this thing can be stopped and can be changed. Don't let certain little things like this be what will destroy your marriage. Welcome, Ahmed Fati. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, Ahmed. Kindly give me a thumbs up, okay? Guys, if you can share out the stream, please kindly do so. If you can jump on the stream, the link is there. Jump on it. Let's keep the discussion going. You see, self-awareness gives us power to change positively. Thank you. You know, those little things, they have broken homes, they have broken marriage. Why? Because someone says, sit down and say, no, I'm not changing this. This is me. You have to accept me the way I am. Hello, accept you the way you are. Really. Even when it's inconveniencing to your partner, even when it's not comfortable for them, even when it hurts them, you sit down and say, I cannot change it. Fati, I'm good. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Fati, I'm good. Thank you so much. These little things have crushed a lot of homes. You go for counseling, when you hear the kind of stories, the kind of things that breaks home, it will shock you. A woman who cannot close her leg you have caught her countless number of times. You know, you have suspected that you have caught her, and you say, okay, when I marry her, I'll put her in her place. She's going to change. How do you expect such a woman to change? Now, there's this incident that happened. Thank you so much for sharing, being a carer with Case. There's this incident, there's this guy live stream with Daddy Freeze I was listening to. The guy said the woman has been cheating. She has been cheating on him. It's not the first time he caught her. It's not the second time. Who knows? Maybe he saw those characters. He saw those things in her. But of course, because he loved, he saw her beauty and everything, he decided to go into the marriage, and she didn't stop. Now, what happened? Eventually, the marriage broke up. He was thrown out of his house and lost everything. Gabriela, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please give me a thumbs up. Thank you. You know, he saw this thing, and he said it's not a first time. It's not a second time he has caught her. Can these cachorros, these dogs, I don't know if you guys can hear them. I don't know. Can they just stop barking? You know, he has seen her, he's caught her, he has the evidence, but of course she will always come and cry to him, baby, I'm sorry, I'm going to change, baby, please forgive me, it's never going to happen again. And then he said, okay, I forgive you. I forgive you. He forgives and then continues with that. She continues. Eventually, he caught her cheating, caught her, called the cops on her. While the boyfriend was in the house there, he called the police. And guess what the police said? They said, well, he is your wife's visitor. He is your wife's visitor. Your wife obviously knows this person. And he said, he is cheating with my wife. And they said, well, you go to court. He went to court. He lost the case and lost his house as well. and gets the excuse the wife gave that he's not always at home. But must have been seeing this character trait. We need to open our eyes and look. There are certain things that are deal breakers that you cannot stop. You cannot change. It is not within your willpower. You know your capacity as a woman, as a man. You know those things you're capable of doing. You know what you can change and what you can. Please look closely and don't just jump into marriage because you are in love. Because you are in love. Because they say love covers multitude of sins. There are certain things love does not cover. Look at what happened between Bimbo and IVD recently. How did it end up? These people have been there. The habit has been there. You know, they have been fighting. They've been so toxic to each other. Cost Reps Show, welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Cost Rep. Thank you so much. Thanks for the thumbs up as well. I appreciate you. He's an unserious man. When you hold fire to your chest, it will definitely burn you. Thank you so much, Kes. Thank you. Look at how it ended up. He's not the only one. A lot of people have ruined their lives because they think they can change certain things. It ended up backfiring. This guy lost everything, lost a house he bought, he has worked so hard for over the years, all because of a cheating wife. And he's regretting it. Now, if only he had known. Thank you, Gabriella, for the thumbs up. Okay, cost rep in the background. Thank you so much. Cornelius say he saw that the wife is dubious and chose to ignore and now has lost his house. This is what we are saying. You don't allow love to overshadow you. Shine your eyes. Shine your eyes. And you know the funny thing, those things that should be, that we can change, that we can adjust, you know, we sit on those things and say, no, this is how I am formed. This is how I have been. I can't change. For instance, let me give you a funny example. A man who snores while sleeping, and you as a woman, while during courtship, let's even assume that you have not been sleeping with a guy, you've not spent the night, so you don't know his snores, or you don't know the lady snores, because it's not just guys that snore, women snore as well. So finally, when you get married, and then you hear them snoring, you tap and say, "Come on, stop snoring." The snoring doesn't change that way. It doesn't stop overnight. It will have to be its health issues. What you're going to do is to try to help the person adjust the sleeping pattern. Instead of nagging and complaining, you snore, you are snoring. I can't stand this. I can't deal with this. It's killing me. You're snoring. Your snoring is going to kill me, you know. First of all, there are things you can do. You can help them adjust their sleeping pattern. You can help them with diet. If it's a weight problem, you can help them eat right. If it's an unhealthy diet, you can help. There are ways you can support your spouse. Don't allow frustration to set in on those things that they cannot help themselves. They can't help themselves. It's not as if they deliberately want to snore. Nobody wakes up and deliberately wants to learn how to snore. You know that. Gemma says, yes, it needs treatment. Gemma says, love with open mind and eyes. Okay, love with open mind and eyes, not with emotions. If emotions overshadows reality, then danger is near, because that so-called love will become toxic and it might be too late to cry when the deed is done. Thank you, Dioma. Thank you so much. All about Lexi, my darling. Welcome. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Good to have you here. Fat Ninja DM. Thank you so much. Got you going on the in the background. Thank you, thank you so much, Fat Ninja. I appreciate that. Welcome, guys. I really appreciate your love and your support. Okay, if you've not given me a thumbs up, kindly do so. If you can share me out to your community, please do so. Let's have more amazing people coming here. Like I said, the link is here. Whoever wants to jump on it, let's discuss on this. Please jump on it. Okay, jump on it. You cannot pray a man out of snoring. You cannot pray a woman out of snoring. But there are other things they do. You see, there are couples that have these issues of, farting. The husband will sit down in the presence of the wife, even when they're eating or doing anything, and he will just, he will release it. And then it's disgusting to the woman. It's a behavior, isn't it? It's a habit the man has been, it's something has been doing over time, isn't it? But the man can actually learn to control it in the sense that he can excuse himself away from the woman, knowing she doesn't like it. If a woman has complained or a man has complained, not just women, not all, men are not the only ones that fart, women fart as well. Now, if the both of you fart and you enjoy the smell, oh, by all means, enjoy it. Enjoy the perfume. Enjoy it. There are couples who do this as competition, you know. But if one person finds it disgusting and uncomfortable and they can't deal with it, please, it can be adjusted. Like I said, these things are things we can work on. The man, how you the man or the woman can do is to excuse yourself when you are pressed. Unless it comes out by an accident. You know, maybe in the course of laughing, and then it comes out, bah, you can just, oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry about that. But don't ignore the feeling of your spouse, especially when that thing hurts them, when it irritates them. You can excuse yourself. Yes, we cannot stop it. You cannot stop yourself from farting as a man or as a woman. As human beings, we cannot. Animals do that. So long as we are alive, we are living, we eat, we will fart. But when you go out with your spouse and then you don't care how they feel or how embarrassing it might sound or look, and then you just release it, people turn around and then you pretend you don't notice it. Your spouse is going to be put off. It's going to make them feel so embarrassed. You can release it silently. Silently. Or if you know it is the one that will come after, please excuse yourself from that place so you stop embarrassing your spouse. Certain things can be changed. And there are certain habits that they are toxic to the marriage that cannot be changed. And like I said, no wali, you know wali, those white garment priests that flogs and do deliverance, conduct deliverance. No wali can stop a woman or a man that's, that cheats. No amount of deliverance from your pastor or reverend can stop that. Being a carer with case, yeah, women fight. Oh, yeah, so women fight as well. It's not just men. Relax and enjoy. Thank you so much for coming. Relax. Please kindly give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you, gorgeous queen. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you see, no amount of deliverance can change certain formed habits. A man who dishes out punches, I said this before, like Mike Tyson, or a man who slaps at the slightest provocation, or a woman who uses curse words all the time and causes the entire generation. Hello, deliverance, prayer, fasting cannot change them. Olufunke, welcome. Thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up, Queen. I appreciate you. No amount of deliverance. These are toxic behaviors that we see. And sometimes I know people hide certain behaviors. They hide certain toxic, but if it's a habit, it's very difficult to hide it. If it's a habit, it's going to show eventually. A man who will just, maybe in the course of argument, he does his hand like this. Know that guy may raise his hand one day. If he just does his hand like this and he say, oh, he's trying to control himself. That man has been raising his hand. He's holding himself back. One day he will free that hand and then the thing is going to land. It's going to land on your face. It's going to land. Thank you so much. Such a great team to appreciate. Thank you so much. Oh, read my comment that Being a Carer with Care is responded to. Oh, okay. Let me see that. I'm looking for it, Cadelus. Okay. When I was younger, I used to think that women don't fart. For real? Because women are trying to be more decent, It's more decent to hold it and release it, in a very, unnoticeable way. And then even when the smell covers you can just, oh, I'm sorry, if it's your spouse, or you pretend you get up from that place. If you can get up and go do it elsewhere, fine. That is why Cornelius, you never saw women doing it. But today, wives, hey, we the work wives, the husband will do pa, you raise your own pa, everybody is doing pa, and the children will do their own pa, you're on the dining table pa. Hello, those things can be stopped. Don't tell me it's a habit you can't stop. No, I refuse to agree that those habits can be stopped. I refuse to agree. We went far to, but in the classic, thank you, in a classy way. The guy go dash you better slap when when go refigure your face. Honestly, panel beating, panel beating. Honestly, men can fight in he rise way. You see, they don't care. But if it's something that your spouse don't like, if your spouse like it, like I said, go on and enjoy the fighting spree. Let it be a competition. You give it, they give you back. I know a couple that does this and they laugh over it. But if it's disgusting to your spouse, because like I said, our upbringing, our background, the society where we grew up in matters. These things help to shape who we are. If somebody is coming from the ghetto where it's very easy to raise and do you don't expect when you marry a woman coming from a more tush environment for her to accept that way. She grew up in a family where they have to excuse themselves. I know a certain tribe, lazy can never be caught. She must go to the ladies. Yeah, that's my girl, Honestly, I used to ask my husband, can you fart like this in your office? And what did he say, Olufunke? What did your hubby say? Because he always says it's nature. Like I said, Olufunke, if you don't mind, you see, you do things. Some people are compatible in different ways, okay? If it's something you cannot deal with, maybe you're coming from a place where your parents brought you up in a way that you've never seen them do it, and you guys are so careful not to do it. You may meet him, and the first day he does it, you're going to be like, no way. Second time, no way. Third time, you're going to say, no, please, this has to stop. If you want to fart, please just excuse yourself. It's nature. But if you are fond of doing it too, it's a competition when you were growing up. Everybody does it. Please enjoy it by all means. Enjoy it by all means. Like I said, no two marriages have the same recipe. So that it may be working for you. You understand? And it goes down well. Another person may be struggling with it. If it's disgusting to your partner and it is uncomfortable, then these things can be changed, can be adjusted. Like I said, you are not a tree planted in one. Even trees can be uprooted and moved to a different location. Or maybe even cut down. Some trees can be cut down or uprooted and replanted somewhere else. So it is with human beings. And those that cannot be uprooted can be cut down. But as human beings, we need to cut down this thing early enough, especially in the early stage of our marriage. Because you want to pretend, you keep quiet to certain things. You are seeing it. It's a red flag. It's a deal breaker. You pretend. And then 3 months, when you have settled down, you have collected the first chair and adjusted your front seat, you now start complaining about that thing. 1 year after marriage, that is when you suddenly wake up and realize that you don't like that thing. If you saw it during courtship, you saw it in the first 3-6 months of your marriage, and you didn't see anything wrong with it, that means that thing is not a deal breaker to you. That means it's not a deal breaker. Yeah, marriage is all about making compromise. Thank you, Queen. Thank you so much, Case. Thank you, Ma. If you saw that habit of them the first 6 months or even during courtship before marriage, and it wasn't a deal breaker, you were all lovey-dovey, you were enjoying it, and then suddenly 1 year you wake up and now feel this habit, I can't deal with it. No, it's not a deal breaker. You maybe just got tired of pretending. You have decided to balance. You have stopped pretending. You have stopped trying to please them. Now you want to start complaining. What you cannot take, start early enough. Start early enough to say, no, I can't take this. This is a deal breaker. And if it's not a deal breaker, please accept that thing about a person. Like I said, We human beings are different. We are different. Our essence are different. This is who we are. Okay? I'm not talking about something you picked up. Nobody was born with smoking. Nobody was born with womanizer. Nobody was born with clubbing. Nobody was born to become an alcoholic. There are certain things we pick up due to the environment and the society we find ourselves. And maybe education in the course of traveling and all that. We say these things. But there are those things that you know, they are part of it is who your husband is, it is who your wife is, and so you just learn to adjust your own self into accepting. That is one thing. You learn to accept and adjust to those things, knowing fully well that we are two human beings coming from two different backgrounds, from two different families, sometimes different society and environment entirely. If it's not a deal breaker, please don't make a fuss. Don't make a fuss over those things. What? Okay, so does it mean that many of our characters can't be changed? If the character is toxic, it can't be changed. A man who just raises up hand, I gave an instance, and slaps a woman or punches her, it's difficult for that man to. So the very day a man starts that and it didn't stop, and she didn't make so much fuss, like make a big deal out of it, trust me, that guy is going to become Mike Tyson soon. Can you give me an example of those habits that can be changed, Cornelius? I would like to hear an example, because those examples will let me put them where they should be. All about, let's just say, a couple went for counseling before the husband brushes his teeth sideways. Sideways. Like, he doesn't brush this way. He does only this. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness and mercy shall follow us. Like, he doesn't brush the side, you know. He does only this, right? What happens to these teeth here? They don't chew meat. They don't taste soup. They really needed counseling, because maybe the man refused to learn to brush that side. Now, just like I said, there are certain things people can learn. We learn to unlearn certain habits, pick up certain traits. A man who brushes only the front seat, the hair will be smelling. Unless you don't want us to eat together and kiss anymore. Unless you don't want us to talk. If you cannot brush your teeth well and you tell me this is how you've been brushing for years since you were born. Hello, Oga. Mba. You have to learn it. Learn it. Start learning it. Start learning it. Don't let it be something that should break a marriage. Because if you bring this toothbrush here, it's not going to delete you. You take the toothbrush here, it will not delete you either. If you put the toothbrush here, your teeth will not fall off. Your teeth will not fall off. They will be clean. Instead, it's going to improve your marriage and make things better for both of you. It's a win-win situation, a win-win thing. But you standing on your ground and say, I've been brushing like this, so I cannot do it this way. That means you're not ready to work on the marriage. Gioma, thank you so much. Olufunke, thank you for that video today. Very informative. Yeah, I also watched the video, yes, on kids, sex education, and different ways to raise kids. Hello, your side it would have gotten a lot of rot. I'm telling you. I am telling you. I am telling you. Okay, Okodele says, psychologists have found that people who exhibit positive personality traits, such as kindness and honesty, have developed habitual responses that have stuck in their life. People who exhibit it. Why? Because it is something that has become part of them, isn't it? Someone who is not kind. Look, let me tell you. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, I'm coming to that. The right brushing position is up and down, but it brushes sideways. Okay, this way. Oh my God. Some divorced because the man pressed toothpaste differently from what she's used to. This is what I'm saying. And you know, some of those things are things that can be adjusted. You know, things that can be changed. Marriage is all about adjusting and understanding. But so use your hand and enter fire and be looking for who to quench it. You know, okay, Cornelius, someone who is kind, who grew up in a kind environment, in a very loving environment, in a very accommodative environment, or family, for instance, it's going to, that habit will be formed inside, within. When you meet them, you're going to see it show. It's going to show. But someone who grew up in a very toxic, look, it is difficult to get it out. They will need serious change and patience. As a woman, a man who cannot say thank you, a man who cannot say sorry, you notice these things. Though it's not going to kill you if he doesn't say thank you or sorry, or I'm sorry, or apologize. It may not kill you, but it's destroying the marriage. Not willing to adjust. If you are not willing to change, don't expect them, because you may say it won't kill you. So if I don't say I'm sorry, what's the big deal? Accept it. Isn't it? And she accepts it. She keeps quiet. She does her own and will also refuse to apologize. What do you think happens to that marriage? It becomes toxic. It becomes uncomfortable for both partners. For both, I mean. We just have to understand that there are things when you know those things, you know, like somebody was talking about toothpaste here that has broken marriage. When we hear those things, we laugh, we think. Thank you so much, Costra. You know, thank you so much, Costra. Go, John. You know those things, those little things, like mom of triplets said, pressing toothpaste, and then you sit on it and you say, I've been pressing it like this. Hello, for how long have you been pressing it? You're going to live with this woman. You're going to live with this man for the rest of your life. Can't you start at least adjusting by pressing, even if it means moving your hand backward to go and start from the bottom? Why would you sit and say, I have been pressing it this way? And you allow it to crash your marriage. You allow it to destroy the beautiful home you have. When you know, if you press it from here, if it's by accident, by mistake, I know it's not going to be overnight. But if you do it by mistake, and you remember, you can call yourself to order and then press the toothpaste back, because you don't want your wife or your husband to feel bad. Okay, thank you so much, Joma. I appreciate you. You know those ones. I am Meki. Welcome. Thank you so much, beautiful woman. Please give me a thumbs up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Now, there's this thing some men do. They just go to the bathroom and then pee. They pee all over the toilet seat. You are living with a woman in the house. If you have been doing that in public places, hello, a woman you are living with can be exposed to infection. So why don't you stand and position your cucumber to the right way, lifting the toilet seat where the woman sits? Lift it and pee. You don't allow the pee to splash all over. And then even when it does, all you do is to flush and then you leave the toilet. The woman comes in and see a messed up toilet. Then the urine has already stuck on the seat. She has to start washing, not wiping this time around. Welcome. Thank you, Aziza TV show. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, and thank you for the thumbs up as well. Yeah, or have your own toothpaste. Thank you for yourself. Thank you. This is one way you can save yourself from this stress. Get 2 toothpaste. Let the person press from bottom, middle, or the top, whichever way you want to press. You save yourself the stress. When you know your woman has been complaining, please position your cucumber so that this pee will stop splashing. You say, look, this is how I've been peeing. Hello, you are not living with someone. You can adjust. If you position well and it shoots direct, it's not going to delete you. It's a win-win. Your wife is going to be happy. The home will eventually become peaceful. But every day, when a woman keeps complaining about it, she starts nagging. Then you say, oh, the spirit of nagging has descended upon my wife or my husband. Whereas you're the one making them talk. Because they have to keep complaining about one thing over and over. It might also depict, Cornelius says, it might also depict not respecting their individuality how can she expect the man to press the same as hers? No. I want to beg to disagree with you. I want to beg to disagree. Now, like I gave the example of tea and bread. Okay, the woman now we know we have this plastic toothpaste these days, but in those days, for instance, the toothpaste case is metal. So imagine when you press it, it becomes difficult to press back. Okay, and then what does it take as a man? There are things we can adjust. The problem we have is that those things we are supposed to adjust and change, we don't want to change those things, and we keep telling ourselves this is who we are. It doesn't cost anything. If you don't want it to become a problem, then get another toothpaste and then hand over the new one and say, okay, press the way you want. Let me press. This is just how I'm used to pressing it, isn't it? Okay, but if it's the same toothpaste, please, you have to try. You have to try. Okay, if he says, thank you so much. If Mama says, someone divorced because the woman always eats the meat first before the eating the meal, whenever they are eating. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my God. Like someone divorced because the woman always eat the meat first before eating the meal whenever. Now you see, these things are, when you hear these things, you wonder, wait, do people really divorce because of these things? It's absurd, right? It's funny, right? It's weird, right? Honestly, I'm laughing. I'm laughing. Now, there are solutions to these things. If you, Louise, now what the person would have done, what the man would have done, okay, dish your own, and dish your own soup, dish your own soup for me, and dish yours. So if you want to finish your own meat before the meal, then by all means, go ahead. And if the woman, all she does is to finish all the meat inside the soup before they start eating. Auntie, is your father Oba Obini? You finish the meal before the food starts. So if the man is used to, when growing up, we eat food first. We were trained to eat food, or we were raised to eat food before meat. Because our parents do say that it is olojukokoro that we make a child eat meat finish before eating food. So when they are done with the meat, they don't want to touch the food. Maybe the man came from such family. Like I said family, environment, education, society helps to shape and form us. So if this man, peradventure, grew up in a family where they respect eating food before they start eating meat, up till now I'm still doing it. All I do, I still pick fish and bite meat and keep, but I don't finish it all before, because this is how I was brought up. So in a case where the woman cannot stop eating meat, please tell madam to fetch your own soup for you. So she will not finish your own part of the meal, because such a woman will go ahead and make sure that all the meat inside the soup is finished before she will start eating. Little things like this can be adjusted, and the woman herself can learn to control her eating the meat. Stop eating. She can stop eating the meat all. She can bite one or two and wait and then eat food with the man. Eat food. Because if the man is a typical African man where we eat food before we eat meat, or we eat food and eat meat a little bit, there will be a problem. Adjustment. Meet him halfway. Meet him when you go to divorce court and you hear the little things, the very little things that breaks home, and people tell you, this is who I am, this is how I have been, you cannot change me. It baffles me. When another person hears it, the person wonders, for real, do people still behave this way? Do people still act this way? What if the man just doesn't know how to position the cucumber? How can he not know how to position the cucumber? All he needs to do is to hold the cucumber and position it. The same way he will hold the cucumber to enter the woman. Let him hold the cucumber. There are some cucumbers that are curved, we understand. So don't leave the cucumber curved and then splashing urine to the other side. Hold that cucumber. So because it's curved, hold the cucumber and then turn the cucumber around to position well into the toilet seat, into the pot. If you have a curved cucumber, hold that cucumber. Don't stand, because those with straight cucumber, yes, they can actually stand and the thing will go straight. But those with the curved one, hold it, bros, and position it right so that it will not soil the toilet seat. You know why? For at least, if not for anything, the woman's health matters. When a woman sits on it, infection is real. Women are open and prone to infection. And this is why women, and then when they sit on it, sticks on their butt. It sticks. And when it sticks, you want her to go start taking a shower because she sat on it. Sometimes it's dry. She doesn't even know she has sat on a urine. This is why. And apart from it, the smell and the sight is disgusting. It's disgusting. Wahala be like, eat meat first, too. Honestly, host, don't let me forget what I want to say. What do you want to say? Olufunke, please say. Say it, though, please, guys. Look, the link is here. Anybody who wants to jump on it, please jump on it, you know. Olufunke, but this is the truth. Julie, say welcome. Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Please, Julie, give me a thumbs up, okay? Courtship says, host, read Olu's comment. Olu's comment. Let me see. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for her comment. She said I shouldn't let her forget what she wants to say, and I'm looking for her comment. Olufunke, can you drop the comment again for me if I have missed it, because I'm actually streaming with my phone. Okay, so sometimes I get to miss some. Okay. Some people divorce for how their partner chew food. That is mom of triplet. Some people divorce for how their partner chew food, and they talk about it, but the partner doesn't change or didn't change. Whoa. Who do we have in here? Okay, you just dropped off. Well, I don't know who came up and dropped off. So you can click on the link again, and I'll get you into the studio. Okay. Yeah, and this one is another thing. Some people grew up not knowing how to swallow, and it's a problem for their spouse. My daughter, my stepdaughter, doesn't know how to swallow fufu. If you give her, she will be chewing it. You know, I'll look at her. I'll be teaching her to swallow it, you know, because she's not used to eating it. That one, I can excuse this young lady, that it is not part of, because she grew up in Brazil here. So it's not part of her meal. It's not, but they're used to rice, beans, and all that. So they're not used to swallowing, you know, fufu like us. So when I give her fufu, she will chew it, and I'll try to show her how to swallow that. When she put it, she can't swallow it, like it's not going down well. I can excuse her, you know. Why? Because I know this is something she doesn't know how to. So I have to excuse her. I have to just deal with it. But it's just like my husband, for instance. If my husband didn't grow up in Nigeria, okay, and suddenly I find him chewing eba or chewing fufu, you understand? And then I try to stop him. He says he can't. And he didn't grow up, I can understand. But if he grew up in Nigeria where he eats swallow, I expect him to learn how to swallow it. If he doesn't and he's chewing him, I'll be feeling somehow. So the best way, give the person their food and eat your own. You know why? So that peace will reign. Let them chew their own. If you are not comfortable eating that way with them, then you separate your plate. You separate your plate so that peace will reign. Okay, Olufunke is up here. Welcome. Welcome, my ebony black beauty. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you, Queen. Welcome. Thank you.
Yes, please. Yeah. I was saying that don't let me forget the thing that I want to say. It's about this.
Yeah, please say it. I think Courtship said you said something, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I was telling you that you should drop the link.
Oh, okay. Maybe I missed it. So sorry. Yeah. I missed it.
Yeah. So the things I wanted to add to this, all the things you've been saying, they are the truth of the matter, actually. But some of these things are not just
I can't hear you well.
Okay, I said
let me try. I don't know if it's my volume, but let me try. Okay. You said what?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I said some of those things are not really the habits that these people want to, that they have naturally by themselves. they are the things, maybe through their upbringing or their family background. You know, some people they pick up things from their parents, from
Yeah.
where they grew up, their neighborhood, and so on. It's not really these people that want to be like this, but their
Yes.
parents could also have influence on them. Like in my own case now, my husband, you know, our background, we came from different backgrounds, and then in my own case, yeah, I like to celebrate kids' birthday, do things for kids. But my husband, while growing up, nobody celebrated birthday for him. He had never got any birthday cake in his life when he was a kid. Like, you understand what I'm saying? But this is me that my
Yes.
parents buy cake for us every year. They buy clothes, birthday clothes, Christmas clothes. So my husband, when we first got married, he was like, "What's the meaning of buying Christmas clothes? What's the meaning of doing birthday every year for kids?" It's not necessary now because growing up, he's not used to that. So me, I need to let him know
Yes.
that it's not a big deal. If you buy clothes, it's not only in December that you have to buy clothes for kids, but you know, to give these kids a good memory that they will also know, they will also think about when they grow up. Like give them good memories of their childhood. That's just what it is meant for. It's not that if they don't buy clothes during Christmas, they will not buy it again during the year. So
Mhm.
upbringing really matters a lot in this habit of the thing that we're talking about. Yeah, also
Yes.
you talking with your parents, like sitting on the same seat with your parents, talking with your parents, you know, gisting with your parents. It's very strange to my husband because where he's coming from, you are not sitting with your father on the same chair. My father-in-law is Odogu. You cannot sit with him on the same chair and talk with him. You understand? So you need to look at me how I relate with my own dad, with my parents, you know, it's very strange to him. And if care is not taken, he may want to do the same to his own kids. If care is not taken, although he's not doing it to his own kids, but there are some people that may do like that to their kids also because of the way their own parents did to them while growing up. Do you
Absolutely.
understand that?
Absolutely. That is what I
Yes,
was saying. That sometimes where the family one grew up in, the environment, the background, everything helps to shape certain habits we see in our spouses. So you have to look at those things. When you notice this, if it's something that they can change or adjust to, fine. You understand? But when it's something that may affect or break the home, you know this habit is something that can break a home. For instance, a man who hits a woman because his mother hits because the father hits the mother. He sees it. He grew up
yes,
in that family, isn't it? Some
yes,
men may
yes,
not. Some men may look at that situation and say, no, because I grew up like this, I will not try it out. Some men grew up in a
yes.
very loveless family where their father never does anything romantic or is not affectionate or is not kind to their mother. They grew up seeing that. And so when love is difficult for them, can somebody get these dogs away from my environment for Christ's sake?
Ah, I wanted to comment. You have a dog in the house.
I'm telling you, these dogs are, well, I don't know, there's something else. My neighbor's dogs, the evening like this, they come out to play. So when they come out, they come to the front of the house and, disturb my peace.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see, there are men, that is why when you see them, it's difficult for them to express love. Why? Because they never experienced it themselves. Like you were saying, now your husband is not used to this buying of cakes, doing birthday, buying Christmas, making a fuss out of celebrations or anniversaries or all those things, right?
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
he didn't grow up doing it. He didn't grow up in that environment. So now if it's something you like, you cherish because of where you came from is a big deal. Like Christmas is so much a big deal to some people. So imagine telling them not to set up Christmas tree. You have finished them. Or not to
Okay.
not to do Christmas, cook Christmas rice, buy Christmas clothes. You have finished them because this is where they grew up with celebrating all these things. It's a big deal. So they make a lot of fuss over it. Now you as a woman, when you now get married to such a man, let's say during courtship, that is when we know these things. That is when we do, because if you're courting, you discuss all these things. Sometimes that's why I said from the beginning, people don't discuss things during courtship. You don't even know the background, what is a big deal to this person, what is not a big deal, what they like and what they don't like. That is why they start, what are your likes and your dislikes? I don't know if people still ask these
Mhm.
questions. So now, in a situation whereby you love this, and the man doesn't. He's not that he's gonna do anything to him, but the fact that he's not used to it. What will happen is when you say it, you have to now follow it up with patience. You want it because you love it, and you know you want your children to equally they are equally seeing other children celebrate, their parents buying cake for them, they celebrate birthday, have parties and all that. The children don't want to, you don't want the children to feel like you don't love them, so you're not doing the same thing for them. You can talk to your husband that, okay, it's not a big deal for you, but we are grow up, we celebrate ourselves like this, anniversaries, birthdays, parties, and all those. We celebrate each other like this. He can now meet you halfway, but you have to be patient. You have to be patient with him while he picks it up, and as he's picking it up, don't push, don't pressure. You get, unless he is telling you, I don't want to. No is no. Then you start having issues, because to you is a big deal. To him, that is why in marriage you just have to adjust and meet yourselves halfway. At the end of the day, it's a win-win. If I do this, is it going to take anything away from me? If I do this for my wife, will it break me? That is the question. You have to look at it. If I do this, if I adjust and meet her this way, will it take anything away from me? No. Is it going to cost me anything? No. Will it make my wife happy? Yes. Will it improve our marriage? Absolutely. So what do? Let me do it for her. That is love. Yes. You are doing it for her because it will make her happy, and it's not going to cost you an arm or a leg. It's not going to break you either. Instead, it helps your marriage, it improves you, it makes your wife happy and excited. So once in a while, even if it's not every year, you can just decide, okay, this thing, just because it makes my wife happy, because she came from this environment where this is done, let me do it for her. But you see, some men will say, I will not, I am not used to it. I am not going to, I am not used to it. It's not costing you anything, yet you sit on it and say, I will not. That is where problem comes in marriages. Because the woman will not be happy.
Yes.
Go on, dear.
Yes. So, and then another thing I wanted to add is that, like you said, love should cover so many things. We should allow love to lead in anything you are doing. Like myself now, before I got married, I used to hate people breathing on me, like the warmth of someone's breath, like another person's breath. I hate it on my skin. Like, you understand that thing I'm talking about? Maybe when someone is sleeping and then the warmth of that person's breath, I used to hate it. It irritates me a lot. Now I got married, we have to sleep on the same bed. How is it possible for his breath not to touch my skin?
It's not possible.
I have to adjust. Yes, I have to adjust to that. You know, that little thing could cause separation in some people's relationships. Like, but I have no choice. His breath is everything has to be on my skin. I have to adjust.
It's called positive adjustment. It's positive adjustment. Yes. You are not used to it. That's because you have not been married. Welcome, Doris Clance. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, Julie, everyone have their own love language. We know. But we also have the general acceptance of things, general language that can make marriage work. You understand? Okay, Doris Clance, thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up. Olufunke, you see, because you have not been married, you see, this thing called marriage, when you get married, you have to adjust and compromise. You have to adjust for the other person to be able to fit in. Why? Because you haven't done it before. Some people don't like another person's body touching them at all, no matter what. When they are sleeping, don't touch them. It irritates them. But when you get married, can you stop your partner from holding you or touching you? The answer is no. What do? You adjust. You will with time get used to your body touching his, your body sleeping on the one place. With time you will. Even his sweat, Sometimes if you let's say for instance you're sleeping and then maybe the weather is hot and his sweat or her sweat will definitely touch you. But before now, you can't stand it. Like, oh no. When you marry, you no get choice. There are people who say, I can't kiss. How do you stay in marriage when you can't kiss your spouse? You say saliva irritates you. And your spouse loves kissing, but saliva irritates you, don't like kissing. Tell me how that is going to work. You have to learn. You have to adjust. You have to start learning. We learn certain things. The moment we get married, we just have to learn certain things. Why? For peace to reign and for love to reign in that home. Yeah. Some people say, no, it is what I'm used to. I don't like kissing, and my boyfriends know. Hello, your boyfriends are not your husband. Yes. I've never kissed any man. They know it. No. The highest I do is peck. You didn't marry them. You are not living with them. You are not married to somebody who loves kissing. You have to adjust. Why? Because their happiness should matter to you. Their happiness should make you should make you want to adjust if you love them. Yes. Let me see. Okay, Okudele says, it has long been believed that people can't change their personalities, which are largely stable and inherited. But a review of a recent research in personality science points to the possibility. Their personality, what formed that personality of theirs? For instance, someone who is not kind, you have an unkind personality. That personality can be changed it can be worked upon. If you have an unkind attitude, you can learn it. Like I said before, simple things like I am sorry, simple things like thank you, you can learn it even if it's in your DNA. So long as you want to marry, you have to learn it. Learn it, even if it is not wholehearted as in part of you completely. Practice makes perfect. You learn to practice certain things. As you are practicing these things, they become part of you. The problem we have is people not even making any effort, and they sit on it. A woman with, okay, for instance, a woman, I was giving an example. A woman that says, I don't know how to cook and I will not cook. And you sit down, you say, I don't want to cook. I am not cooking. There are people living in such marriages. And they tell you, it is part of me. I don't like cooking. I don't like the smell of food that I cooked. There are people who can't stand the smell of their own food. They say, no, I can't. What do? You have to look. Everything is all about sacrifice. Learning those things. Because the more you try, the more attempts you make at those personalities, the better. The problem is people not even trying or attempting any change. Marriage is all about adjusting and compromising. I mean, for making room for the other person. But not when a habit is toxic to the marriage. No, is a no for me. When a habit is toxic, when a habit is a habit that is going to ruin the marriage from day one, you close your eyes to it. Eventually, you're going to see it pack up like a pack of cards. Those personalities you're talking about can be changed. You can learn certain behaviors. You can learn certain things. But those ones you pick up, someone who is a chain smoker, for instance, and say, I've been smoking since I was a teenager. I've been smoking since I was 18. And this person can finish a pack of cigarettes. When you meet, they say, no, I've been smoking, you can't change me. Then you are the one that will tell yourself, are you ready to stand the smell of cigarettes? Are you ready to deal with the smoke? Are you ready to deal with everything that comes with the cigarette? If yes, auntie, when you enter, don't complain, because you will not change it. He has said it. He will need special grace, maybe a life-threatening situation for him to drop that habit. For him to drop that thing, he would need a life, something that must have endangered, something that would have threatened his life very well. For him to change, even at that, it still takes the grace of God. So when you see those things, those traits, run away. The earlier, the better. The earlier, the better for everyone. Make love no carry us. Make love no carry us. Go enter where we supposed to be. You can't be married and not want. Yes, so you can't be married and not want to kiss. Isn't kissing part of the foreplay, or is it just that's gross? Honestly, I have met someone that says that saliva irritates her. She doesn't like kissing. It turns her off. Like she can't imagine when she's describing it. Yeah, God forbid. How will you marry? So you now marry a man that loves kissing, that will kiss everything and suck your mouth, everything before he will go down to business. You deny him that. Haba, I go work no lufunke if he work.
I know you work.
How I know if you work? You know if you work. Eh? Afromex family, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're waiting for the winner on the pumpkin challenge. Well, we don't know who's gonna be the winner, but we're so excited already. You did a great job there. Thank you so much for putting up that challenge for everyone. I appreciate. Though I didn't participate, but then I've been watching all their videos and your premiere this afternoon as well. Thank you so much for coming, and thanks for the thumbs up as well. We are discussing changing a spouse after marriage, the frustrations and all. People get frustrated when they try to change certain habits and it's not changed. They say no. And then when frustration sets in, what happens? The marriage begin to do shaky, shaky daddy. Shaky, shaky daddy. It becomes patching. You start patching it. Igbo say, "Ana patch or leak." You be patching it. One day, they just give up and say, "I'm done." It can be frustrating when you see certain things that you know the person can't actually stop. The person can actually learn, and they refuse to. See, may we know they deceive ourselves. So may we know they deceive ourselves. There are certain things we can change. There are certain things we can learn. Those things, because it's not going to cost you an arm or a leg, you do it. You do it. You adjust. You learn it. You learn those things. There are people that when they are eating here, food will be falling. You are doing this when you are single. You are eating, everything is falling back into the plate. How can you eat with somebody? If you are eating with me and I'm the kind of person that can't stand you eating and part of the soup is falling into the plate. Oh boy, there is fire on the mountain.
Why not do? Hey.
That's fine. And then when you complain, they tell you this is how I've been eating. That is what we are saying. It's frustrating. If you can change that thing, can you try and move the food, move yourself and then eat with control? Eat with control. So that put the food properly into the mouth and then let the food go in before you bring out your hand, so that you're eating, it will not be falling back. It can be irritating to some people. To you, it may not be irritating or disgusting, but it is, or people who eat and then, you see the soup everywhere. Their beards, the soup everywhere, and they tell you, come on, allow me enjoy my food. This is how they eat. In marriage, those things that will not cost you anything to learn and unlearn, please work on them, learn them, unlearn those habits that is cracking the walls of your marriage, and stop saying, I cannot, this is who I am. It is not who you are. It is something that can be broken, something that can be unlearned, something that can be adjusted, something that can be changed. Marriage is breaking every day, and you hear the reasons. It breaks your own heart. It breaks your own heart even. My dear, I've learned that you can't change your spouse first hand. Thank you, first hand. Especially those toxic things, those things that you know are horrible behavior or behavioral pattern. No amount of prayer. It's like going to pray for an armed robber to change. Going to pray for a prostitute, a woman who is busy jumping around. You are praying for the person to change. A man who likes it from behind, you say he's a spiritual demon. If you see it and you can't deal with it, please, Ellie, you can change it. Pack your bag and leave. End that relationship. A broken relationship is far, far, far better than a broken marriage. Because you go first answer divorce before you answer remarriage. And it comes with stress. It comes with emotional discomfort and heartaches. It comes with its own stress. Kay says, then the men she has met are not good kissers. You can say that again. You can say it again. When she meets a good kisser, she will change her mind. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay. Help me time this person out. Sex find info. Help me time the person out. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, guys, help me. Person is back. Please still help me time out. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Olufunke, are you still there? You have anything you want to add to this? So that, or you're the background cooking?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah,
The background.
So I don't know. That's just the little thing I want to add. Like that, there are some things that you just have to, bear with love. And we mentioned something the other time about some people that can't eat with people, or maybe the meat is causing issue. I heard of a case where a couple had issues in their marriage. The wife was always serving the husband in the tail of the fish, while the wife will be eating the head of the fish. But in the home where
welcome,
the wife
Amarachi. Sorry, one second. Amarachi, welcome.
Okay.
Dallerine, welcome. Please give me a thumbs up, please. Go on, Queen. Whoa.
Okay, in the home where this wife was brought up, they used to give the tail of the fish to their dad, being the head of the house. I don't know the reason behind that. And the little ones used to eat the head of the fish. But the home where the husband is coming from is the man of the house that used to eat the head of the fish. So the woman was trying to be a good wife, serving the husband with the best, because of the way she was brought up. She was serving the husband with the tail of the fish while she was eating the head. The husband was like, why are you giving me the tail? I should be eating the head of the fish. That caused a little problem in their family until they got to know that, where this man is coming from, the head of the house always eats the head of the fish. You understand? All those things, that one is even trivial. It's even easy to change. Maybe it's to be eating the head. Okay, take the head of the fish. But there are some things that are very hard to change. You just have to find a way around it with love. So that's just my little contribution.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Like where I come from, I like eating the head. And now I would rather give my husband the tail and eat the head because I love it. You understand? And he doesn't complain because he's used to eating the tail. He's not used to eating the head. So equation balance for two of us. Thank you so much, Zoe. I really appreciate you. We have course rep. English will not kill me. Double course rep. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Amarachi. It's already evening here or night. Good evening, host. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Like I said in the comment section before, these past few weeks you have been very hot, and I am very happy that in as much as you are hot, the person that is serving you the Holy Communion is also here. so that it will not be as if one person is collecting and the other person is talking. So since both of you are here, it means both of you are doing it concurrently. Oh, English will not kill me. It means both of you are doing it concurrently. So that's one thing I want to talk about, because I see Obi. Yes, I see Obi has been there all this while. I want to use this medium to thank you, Obi, for supporting your wife. I know it's really not easy to see men who support their wives, mainly when their wives are public figures. Let me use that word. So it's a good thing, and thank God, because maybe peradventure, because you are in the Western world, you know how it is. You have to support your wife in all she does. Maybe that's why. But in all, we are seeing you, and we have eyes. So thank you very much.
Course rep, I dey serve communion well. I dey do my part. If I don't do my part, see, course rep, it is you do me, I do you. You know in Igbo say And they
Wait,
say, "Egun
when,
kita bu idanyere ma danyere gi
when you are
oburugina
when you are
oburewu."
talking
So
this,
if I'm
when you are
serving
talking this, thing,
communion well, you should
don't call my name.
support it.
Don't call my don't call my name. You'll be saying it. You must have to call my name. Don't try it. I wasn't there. I'm not there. Don't try it. Anyway, the truth is that
Welcome.
this present, thank you. This present days, we have, because of the fact that we are trying to get married on time, or we are trying
Mm,
to get it immediately, as my people will say, easy, easy. We want to enter without even trying to know the person we are going to meet. I am
mm,
saying this thing based on personal experience. I don't know if you
mm,
are aware that I'm still single, and you're also aware that family and friends are looking out for me. I don't know if you have observed it. So
yeah.
somebody connected me with somebody, and the first thing the lady said was, "I am not here to date, I am here to marry." And I looked at her and said, "My sister, don't be angry. Oh. How old are you?" She told me her age. "What do you do?" She told me. I said, "Do you know why you are still single now? Because you put marriage in front. How can you say you want to marry, you don't want to date? How would you know who you are going to marry tomorrow if you don't court?" And I
Maybe
told her,
she
I said,
didn't put it. Maybe she didn't put it in the right language. Maybe
I
she's
don't know
not
what
game for long courtship.
my dear sister, I know what I am not. All of us are mature. I'm not a kid too. I know what she said, and I'm telling you what she said. I am quoting her to you now. Then I told her, my sister, if you are coming like this, that means you'll be meeting people who will come and chop your sherry and go, because you are putting marriage in front. Most guys don't want to
Mm,
hear women who knock them to marry. Okay, now you want to
mm,
marry me. Do you know my kind of person? She said, "No, we will learn when we are
mm.
married." Who does that? That is the mistake. That's what we're saying now. That's the mistake we're talking about. Imagine a lady. I read a comment here. Imagine a lady eating the meat. She and her husband are eating together. She has finished the meat before they start eating. Before
Finish
she
the
starts
meat
eating.
before me,
Who does
before the food.
who does who does that? So you see, if you had known this particular man you married, you would have known that yes, so it is wrong to do it. Oh, my baby will be angry. Oh, I will not do it. Or baby, I am sorry. I am going to change. That's how it is. That was
Mm,
how I was grown, or that was how I was bred. And your husband will tell you, okay, baby, I understand. But where I'm from, we don't eat meat until maybe towards the middle or towards the end. I don't know if you understand. So these are things that we
yes.
do because of there was no courtship. There was no courtship. Simply is not about the other room. No, it's about knowing your partner. What does he or she likes? What is a modus operandi? Oh, is this one English or what? Calm down. What does he or she want? How does he or she see some certain things at some certain time? Can you cope
And
with that
maybe
condition?
cost red. Maybe what if
I'm
the man
listening.
has been, maybe the man in question has been overlooking that, he notices that about her, that she finishes all the meat whenever they go out, whenever she's eating, and then he will keep quiet, and then eventually, now that they are married, he wants to now start changing her to
That's
start,
what I'm saying.
eating food
That's what
before
I'm.
the meat.
I have always stood by any relationship that you enter that is built on fake or lie. Please divorce. Even if it's a marriage to marriage, divorce that marriage or that relationship, because it was built on false pretense. What stopped him or
Mm-hmm.
her from being him or her at that particular point in time when you both started the whole stuff? Do you understand? So these are things we
Yeah.
need to tell ourselves the truth. It's not all about I
Yeah.
love him. At a point, love will
Mm-mm.
not take you. Love will not maintain that love. That marriage.
Mm-mm.
What maintains marriage more than love is understanding. It's not even the love. Somebody will say, cause you're not married. How do you know? We have gone to seminars. We have learned. That's why we are scared of making that mistake we have made before, because we want to answer that name. I have a girlfriend or I have a fiance. Gone are those days where you use because you see your age. You want any man you just see, you just say, I am not here to date,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to marry. Eh? Who will marry
She
you
may have
without knowing
something
you?
she's hiding. She may have something she's
That-
hiding that she doesn't even want you to notice during the dating or courtship.
that's what I'm telling you. And moreover, when you call her, like for example, you call her on video call, her room is always scattered, and she will tell you that, hey, I am very lazy in cleaning my room. Oh. Is that kind of a woman? I will not come and say, okay, we will work towards it. I can't do that. I can't promise you that kind of a thing. Yeah, I tell you, I will call somebody at about 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock UK time. Her room is still very tattered. She's still on bed. 10 o'clock Saturday that we are doing clean up, making everywhere comfortable. Somebody is still on bed and the room is, you will see the room still tattered. And you say, courtship manage, she will change. Let me tell you the truth. If you are cutting in 2-3 months, you have not seen what you want in a woman, please tell her to go and you go your way. You don't have to be there and put yourself in trouble. So because of the father, she will change when she get married. Not all change eventually. I'm not saying some don't change. But please, let's tell ourselves the truth. Don't be in a haste to marry who you don't know. That's my point. Know the person. Even if it is 6 months, it's something. Know the person. But don't come and say, I want you to marry me first. Some will come and tell you, you will not touch me until you marry me. At the end, the man is Mercedes-Benz. You are Volvo. How can you be compatible? At the end, the man wants more. You're telling the man, I am weak, I am tired. And you know you married a German machine. And you are Volvo, UK made, or second hand. You don't at a point you're supposed to know your threshold. Oh, English will not kill me. You're supposed to know where you stand.
Threshold.
Yes. Even YT, for example, YT has a threshold. How can you go? How far can you go? You're supposed to know all these things. That's why it is called courtship, not because of only to know if he has money, if he can't, or if he can give you millions of naira. And I told, immediately I finished talking to
people ignore and pretend, and this is why marriages are crashing, marriages are falling apart, because even when they see those things, because they're looking for the intention is not pure, so they cover or they pretend until they get in. By the time they get in, they discover that they can't deal with this. It becomes a deal breaker. But that time you were courting and dating, they didn't see those things. Amarachi said, that's something Amarachi said. She said, to change someone is not a days or months or years job. It's just by the mercy of God. And you are not the one that changed that person, but God has made it to be so. So be focused and pray and hand it over to God. Now, like how I gave from the beginning, I said I gave a scenario. A man, the couple went to church. The wife already told during the these Pentecostal churches now that they have become showrooms where people come and watch their marriages to the public. In the church, you see pastor asking couples intimate questions, and the entire church members are listening.
The congregation,
and they're laughing.
They are listening.
The congregations are all laughing and having fun. So the woman was exposing the husband that this is what the husband does. This is what, and the man, the pastor called the husband to come, and then he started praying for that habit of his. The habit is a habit of humanizing. Actually, he's praying for the spirit of humanizing to leave him. That spirit is from the pit of hell, and he was laying hand. I free you from the spirit of humanizing. And I shake my head. I say, it doesn't work. A man who has been womanizing and you have been seeing it, and that you think bringing him for pastor to lay hand on is going to stop him from womanizing, it will not.
How can you notice the man you are coming to marry does not stay in one place, and because of one thing or the other you want to manage and say it will change? Hey, let us not, because of this rushy or what people will say, and go and put ourselves in high jump. There's no way a leopard can change his spot. I am not saying some does not change, but let's say out of 100%, only 2% can change. Oh, he used to slap you when he was dating you. He will beat you when he's married to you, because then he will tell you, I married you. Many of us don't want to think. We are just in a hurry to enter. My other sister just got married, and before she got married, there was something I normally tell her. I was my sister, go marry. He said, who may I help? If a man won't come, the time is to come, he go come. I think she should be, let's say, around, let me not call her age in public, at least in her late 30s. She just got married. I don't know if you're aware, that was on suspension. That was when she got married. Yeah. So the marriage
you went for that wedding, yeah. You went for
the
wedding.
Yeah, so if
did you go? No, I think it was that period you said you were preparing for your sister's wedding.
Yes, I was suspended by YouTube for that week, so I didn't upload. I was just focused with the planning. What am I trying to say? Marriage still came at the time the marriage came, and eventually, who we thought who has been there or will marry her, eventually did not marry her. What am I trying to say? Know who you are getting married to. If you notice a black spot, if you cannot clean that black spot before you get into that house, and you saw that black spot before you entered, and you still shook your head, anything you see, you are the one that is at fault. He beats you. He's a humanizer. You have seen it. You have caught him several times with different women. Okay, he has given you 2 slaps today. He apologized. He gives you 2 the next week. He apologized. Oh, he will change. God will change him for me. That's why most of our sisters are going down almost on daily basis. So if you want to help yourself, tell yourself the truth. A person is made for you. If you have missed the person at the past, there is still a grace that can locate somebody that is still meant for you. Everybody is meant to a particular person that will understand you, that will take your bullshit, take your nonsense, take your nagging. Nobody is perfect. As I'm seeing host now, for example, now, if you enter host head, for example, now, host own feel still worse. But God so kind, she's married to a man who already understands this is what makes my wife like this. Okay, let me avoid it like this. That's what we're talking about. Courtship. Even if it is 4-6 months, learn this particular person. Ask questions, like she said. Ask questions. Don't be there. All those questions are dirty questions. They are spoiled questions. I am shy to ask him. No, you might be marrying a German machine while you are Volvo. There is no compatibility. The man cannot stay. He can't stay. So, but if you are the German machine, your husband is Volvo, by the time you give him overdose, there's no way a German machine jam Volvo and the Volvo will still stand normal. But people don't want to. They don't want to talk about it. Courtship, you are too spoiled. You are too raw. Oh, Spice, that's who you be. Spice, your man too sharp.
It is better we talk about it. It is better. You see, courtship. You see some women these days, let us tell ourselves the truth. I dey talk on my own, I dey talk on our truth. Some women these days, especially all these so-called big boys, where hold small change, that they don't even know what they do for a living. They don't know where they make their money from. You are dating the guy as a woman. He has another girlfriend, you know. He has 2 or 3 other girlfriends. You are struggling to be the one that he will propose to. Then tomorrow, you expect he will not continue with those people when you even become the missus. You know, as a guy, you know these things. Competition. You see different girls coming to one guy's house to wash and to cook.
Cornelius is asking me a question. Please, can I answer that question? Oga Cornelius, I'm not saying the Volvo does not work, but I am saying you have to know your compatibility. Oh, English will not kill me. I mean, you have to understand your partner.
Capacity.
Yeah. Oh, English will not kill me. English will not put me in trouble. You have to know where your partner G-spot, as some persons will call it. I have heard somebody did a live stream of G-spot, and ladies were shy to talk. Ladies were shy to talk. It was a guy that even came to that island and said, ladies are here and they are shy to talk. Before ladies started coming out to hear, this is my G-spot, this is my G-spot.
Is it always spicy stuff that is spoiled on YouTube? It's always spicy stuff that is spoiled on YouTube now.
That is what we are saying.
Yes, they are having these problems and they can't talk about it.
So I'm not saying the Volvo works, but the Volvo has its capacity. It has its bearing. But you cannot compare a Volvo and which one did I call German machine?
German machine.
Yes, German machine. I was 2 years when I started hearing Benz German machine when I was still growing up. You can't compare Benz with any other car as at then. I don't know if there's a comparison now. I'm talking about the name, the company, where it's made from, which country has it. So if, for example, the Volvo is there, the Volvo works to its capacity, and you now have a wife who is German machine, how can you compactly be together without her cheating on you when you know that you have not given her what she wants? Have you not heard women saying
there is a couple? I'm trying to remember. I think maybe I will even treat it. A couple that they agreed nothing. They agreed nothing. Whereas, unfortunately, the lady was firing outside and then she now got pregnant, whereas the guy was not touching her. She's far gone like 2 months. She's far gone like 2 months. Now, what she ended up saying was that she was tempted. How can you be tempted? Whereas you agree with the guy that nothing, because you want to pretend to be holy.
Yes.
And why the guy was waiting?
Spice it
Why
up.
the guy was waiting?
I want to state it here categorically from experience. Any relationship you start and the man or the woman tells you no the other room, I'm not saying it does not work. Don't misunderstand me. 95% of those relationships, the women or the men are not faithful. Yes, I have a proof. I am telling you the
did you do or you didn't do?
I did.
I didn't do. It didn't cut me.
No, also they didn't cut Olufunke, they didn't cut her. They didn't cut Olufunke. You understand? But the truth is that there are some things you need to say and you need to do it right. Forget that he told, like, let me give an example of my own family member. My immediate elder sister was dating this particular guy in school then. So when they graduated, the relationship was still there. But the two of them agreed no other room until marriage. But whenever my sister comes to visit the boyfriend, my sister will always use condom in the bathroom. Do you get the logic? So when my sister now asked, I thought we agreed, so this will not happen. What are you now there? The guy said, I agreed it with you, but I did not agree with somebody else. That was not separated. I'm telling you the truth.
Can you imagine that? Now, if she wants to, out of desperation, to marry that guy now, because she's desperate, you understand? If she now marries, how will she expect faithfulness? That is already a sign that this man will not change. It's already a sign that this one will womanize. Because if you have an agreement and the person is telling you it is with you, not with another person, that means the person don't expect faithfulness from him.
That's what I'm telling you.
Out of desperation, if she accepts and they get married, she'll be trapped.
On one day, listen to this. The agreement was between my sister and the ex. You remember? Not with the ex and other persons. So the agreement was met. He said they will not do it together until the boy said no problem. The boy did not disturb her, but the boy was getting it from somewhere. Who is fooling who? You see what we're passing through. So I am very happy that relationship did not last and the team went off.
Yeah.
Like somebody like your yes, like Colinos is asking me in the comment section. He said, so in that case, you think it's better to test before marrying the person at courtship? My brother, I have always said it. Know who you are going to be with, even if it is not in the other room. Like some persons will say, courtship, you are too spoiled. But for me, I'm going to test everything, both medically, both the other room, both percentage, everything. I'm going to test
everything. The engine.
Yes, because at a point, if you don't know your capacity, don't be surprised your partner will not be faithful to just you. I have been in a relationship.
Not just that, Cosre. The essence is sometimes if you notice the person is very hot, you can adjust. You can find a way to meet them halfway.
I have been in a relationship, and if I will go first, go second, and the girl will tell me that she need more too. I will look at. I thought I was even strong. This one was stronger than I thought. Than me. Whoa. As in, if I even do 3, I will be panting. She will tell me, you still have 1 more to go. It's 4, that's my gauge.
They don't finish my brother for me, Obiko.
My sister, I know Fico by wrong. I can't lie. That one passed me because I think as I strong reach, this one passed me. I tell her, sister, you're not my gauge. She said, yes, so I will shit on you. She was open. She was very open to tell me that she will shit on me. She was so open. So what am I saying? You have to know who you are going to be. People are saying, courtship, you are too open. You are too spoiled. I am spoiled. I agree. I read biochemistry, so my course.
It is true.
So if you think
better, there's no pretend. There's no pretending here.
Nobody is pretending. We are all above 18, based on what the guideline. Above 18, we are adults. Any of us that commit any offense now will go for it based on the age. We are already prone to getting the punishment. So that is the truth. So I don't know. Don't misunderstand me. When I say testing can be any testing. It can be medically.
You didn't see him asking me. You didn't see him asking me if I did. Hi, this man. You're asking me if I did. You're asking me if I did.
And what did you do? They didn't cut you too. And what Rose, they didn't cut you too. Okay,
This man,
somebody
I'll
is
deal
saying,
with you,
somebody is saying, Blessing is saying, wow, yes, Blessing. I gave her 2. She said she needed 4. I gave her the third one. I was panting. She told me remaining 1. I told my sister, I can't cope. You are going to kill me before my time. I'm still very young. As I champion rich, as I say I did try rich. No, that one passed me. So this is the truth. There are people who cannot. There are people who cannot stay a night. There are people who cannot stay a night without you giving it to them. And you now, you might have work to go to the next morning. You go to the working place, you will be sleeping there because you have worked your house at home. You don't know. Pray to know your partners. Pray to know your partners. That's the main thing. Know what is involved. Don't just say I love him. Love is good, I know, but love cannot keep you in that home. Love won't keep you. Like the one they will do.
Love is not enough.
They'll tell you, baby. Like me, I detect when I hear it. The things it make me want to salivate. Baby, can you lick plate? All those. Your partner might like it and you don't like it. Your partner don't. If he doesn't give, you don't give it to her. Somebody else will help you to be giving it to her. Is that what you prefer? So we have to learn all these things.
There is room for adjustment. You see this thing you mentioned now. I was saying this thing some time back in my live stream. Some men who will say, no, I don't give. I don't lick plate. It is not in my habit to lick plate. You say, how can I lick plate? No. You can't lick plate.
Some will say they are traditional men. They cannot lick plate. And your wife needs it. Your woman needs it. Tomorrow she sees who will give her free of charge, and you say men are they're against me. They don't want you are the cause of your breakup.
You see, everything is all about adjustment. So long as I will repeat it again, so long as that adjustment will not cost you your eyes, it will not cost you your hand, it will not cost you your leg, it will not cost you anything. Instead, it will rather make your marriage better. It will make your spouse happy. It will make your marriage stable. Why don't we do it? Stop sitting on, this is who I am. I can't change. Stop sitting in that corner.
Look at Blessing's comment. Blessing, as before, I used to be very slim. Now I've added flesh. I'm a little bit fat now. As at that time, I was even Breeze used to wave me that time.
If she comes back now, you're going to deal with her. Are you saying if she comes back now, you're going to deal with her?
That was in Nigeria. So moreover, she's already here. I think I heard she was here 2 years before I entered. So she's already married. So Bonaventure, she married who understands her and who can cope with her. But I couldn't cope, and I ran away because I knew my gauge. I knew my boundary. I knew where I could go. So don't use shame and say because you want to be Christian or you are the one that God has created separately from others. You have to tell yourself, we are not pagans. I don't need more time to know my partner. That's why we have many marriages. Check it. Marriages that are breaking every day. They are Christian marriages. Breaking everywhere.
Even the ones that are not breaking, very toxic one. Look at just last week that we passed. How many people have been deleted?
Okay.
Look at how toxic marriages are.
So far now,
it will shock
break up now, divorce now. It has risen this particular week. Many things happened this week. This particular week. This week, many things happen.
When I see weddings now, I tell people as we are tapping, be careful. You are free to tap, be careful, because it's not everything. It's not everything. It's not everything we see that.
Colin say, which one is licking plate? Colin, you ask our host. She's your wife. So you will know. I don't know. So it was somebody that told me that the thing is causing issue between. No. He said the thing is causing issue between himself and his girlfriend. That he told the girlfriend I cannot lick plate. He's a traditional man. And the girlfriend told him, I give you 1 month to consider. or I break up. Like play the girl and say, that is my G spot. I can't cope with it. We are seeing without this
You
stuff.
see,
And they are separated today.
because she knew what she wanted. Spell it out from the beginning, from the onset. This is what I want. If you see those things and you know you cannot deal with it, okay, imagine if she agrees, okay, no problem, with time, and then suddenly they get married, then she will start forcing the guy to lick plate when they are now married. Whereas the guy said it from the onset. Now she nagging the guy out to lick plate will become a big problem in their marriage, because that man will fight back. That man will fight back, and she may not like his response. She may not like his clap back. She may not like his outburst, because he has said it from the onset. But if she's desperate to answer Mrs. or she's desperate to be with the guy, she can say, no problem, hoping that when they get married, she will now change him, cajole him, or manipulate him into licking plate. Eventually, that one, na market she go buy be that.
It's not. See, please, those of us who are listening to me, don't misunderstand my point too. I know some persons will still say, courtship, you are very spoiled. I agree, I'm very spoiled. I very, very much accept it. I'm not going to drag that with you. In fact, my second name is spoiled.
I have accepted my title long ago in peace.
Yes. So I'm not joining you now. That title is not for us. We accept the way we are. But I am telling you, a failed relationship is far, far better than a failed marriage. Because I heard when the old say, before you get married again, they would have said you were married before. Hi, do you know what that name is? I was once married.
Of course, they would say it. Apart from even the stigma that people with the society will stigmatize you. That is even back home in Western world, it is nothing. But back home, you understand? Then the emotional stress that comes with it. Do you know what it means to date somebody, marry, divorce, and then you now start? Do you know that when you now want to remarry, be extra careful? Why? Because if you enter the second time, you don't want people to say, waiting.
It will be counting for you. Yes, it will be counting for you. It will be counting. It will be counting for you. So please, if ever you make that correction now, make it now. Yes. Know your partner. Know what your partner wants. Please don't say, I love him. He will change. She will change. My dear, out of 100%, it's only 5 or 2% that can change. Others cannot change. Not all will change. Please make the correction now that you can, that you have the strength, that you have the power. Make the correction now, so that tomorrow you will not say somebody did this to you and the person is the one. Nobody will be there to answer is the one with you. You are the one.
No
you are the one
that going to answer to save the person.
So if you think what we are saying here, you're just trying to make you feel somehow, oh, this guy is too spoiled. I agree. It's my calling. I'm only being open to you. I cannot come and paint it to you. I don't paint words. People that know me, will tell you, I am not perfect. I'm not saying I have it all. No, I am still learning. I'm hoping and praying that one day God remembers me. But as it is, I am not married. So I will not say because I'm not married, let me not tell you what I've observed. I've gone to seminars upon seminars.
Yeah.
So all I'm telling you now, I learned.
Preparing yourself.
Yes. All I'm telling you now, I learned from somewhere. So I must not be married before I tell you that this is what I've learned. So please, let's tell ourselves the truth. Help yourself. Be able to say no and say yes at some particular point in time.
Yes.
I beg you, marriage will come when it will come. Your partner will come when it will come. Not everybody in this world will get married. It's normal.
Honestly.
If all of them get married, the ones that did Reverend Father, Reverend Sister, who are supposed to marry them then? So if you look at it, you know that here we have Reverend Fathers who are not married. Their wives are lingering everywhere. We have Reverend Sisters who are not married. Their husband to be before, they are lingering everywhere. Don't you know? So please, let's not look at it. In Western world, how many husband you marry does not matter. But in Africa, where we are from, they will be counting it with you.
Yes.
They will be counting it with you. As I'm telling you, Nana, a day came. I don't know if I said it before in my live stream. Somebody told me and said, courtship, Emmanuel, Afana, you don't stay Europe now for 7 years now. I said, are you telling me you have been monitoring me since I got here? He said, no, he's just reminding me that, yes, they were aware when I left. What does that tell you? People are counting time, number. days with you.
Yeah.
He wanted to say the one he said, you never build that, you never buy land. I tell him, I say, I'm not gonna build that on Nigeria. He said, Igbo men build that. He said, but I will not. My senior brother have his house. My second,
you go Mars or Venus, go build that. No mind them.
yeah. No, I'm telling you life history now. I told him, I said, my senior brothers, they both have a house. If I get to Nigeria, I will see where to sleep. I'm not building in Nigeria. I don't live in Nigeria. And he said, you are the only man I have seen that have been there for over 7 years, and you don't even have the mind to build your house. I said, you are counting with me, or you keep on counting. When I get married, you still count for me when I have baby. So what am I trying to say? Please learn who you are going to be with. If it messes up, it is your fault. If you are unable to correct it, it's your fault. Nobody is perfect. No marriage is perfect. But we have marriages that have been there. We celebrated our father, Mr. Peter Doshi the other day. 53 years. Are you going to tell me that they don't have issues? They have issues, but they are still there. So what you need to know is, how do I understand my partner? Did I know my partner before we entered? What really happened? What did I not find out? Can I find those things out now? Can I learn more? Can I know more? Nobody is perfect. Nobody. You have to learn the best you can learn. Us that is doing it here now, us is not perfect. Us have studied ourselves, studied the husband studied us, and that's why they are doing it together concurrently, as if nothing is happening. If a woman is doing something that is wrong, the husband will not be supporting her, but the husband is always here with her. Whenever she is online, you must see the husband. What does that tell you? Now, woman made a try, peradventure the man does say, this is my wife, we die here. So please try to cope, try to learn, try to adjust, so that you don't make the mistake of, I was once married. That name alone, you don't go like him. You might like here. You might like. You will not like. You might not like here at all. So that's all I have to say. So in case we have any question before I leave, because it's almost 11:30 here. So I'll wait for some time. What time is it there? 11:10.
No. I will even be wrapping up now. Thank you so much. You have spoken so well as a man. You have spoken so well, and I'm so happy that you and Cornelius are, here to support and to, contribute your bit on this topic, because most times we think it's just only women issue. It's not only women issue. Even men make this mistake. They see these errors in women, and they jump in, only for them to start complaining that I didn't know she's like this. Like I said from the beginning, that a man, when he gets married, he will tell himself that, yes, finally, wow, I have met the woman. She will not change. Women, that woman eventually will change. And then some women will get married and say, this man, I want to change certain things about him. Eventually it becomes very difficult to
Somebody is asking me a question. Blessing, which question?
Why are you not married?
Okay,
Rebecca Lebris, welcome. Rebecca, gorgeous queen, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay,
Cornelius is asking, why are you not married?
Okay, yes. Obi, I wanted to, but I don't know if you have heard my story. I have been giving Jackie Chan and Jet Li twice. Yes. So I'm only being, your wife knows the story.
He's still trying to recover.
Yes, I'm still trying to recover. So if you have not heard my story, some persons ask me to share it on a video. I can't do that because I don't want to cry publicly. So if you have not heard my story, maybe one day during my live stream, you will hear it. I was close. Yeah. I was very close to it.
I will invite him one day during your live stream, maybe if he's at work, and then when you are streaming, I'll just send the link to him to join and then, listen to you. He has shared his story.
I've shared my experience, and people who have heard it will always tell me, calm down, God will do it. So just bear with me. We are still looking for.
And we still believe God will do it. You are still very young. You are still a young guy. You will meet that right person. And like you are saying, you already know, yes, you know all the red flags to watch out for. You know those things to avoid. You know the kind of things to say no to, and the kind of things to, you can enjoy, you can manage. So I'm not worried at all that you make the wrong, that you make the right choice.
I hope I've answered your question. My sister that said somebody asking me a question. I hope I've answered the question too, Rebecca.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was trying to tell me I have a question. So I don't know that. And let me see if I'll see the comment. He said, okay, yeah, blessing, I've answered you now. Okay, so that's my
Yes.
situation. I'm trying to recover, trying to cope with my past. Although it has not been easy, but what we have to move. We have to.
Yeah.
We are trying. But
Yeah.
I'm really
You've
open.
been
I'm really open.
amazing.
I'm really open to read too. Very, very open to read this period. I want to settle down, but I will not, because I want to settle down and rush and enter again and not cry
No,
again the
God,
first time.
God will say, see, the way it's gonna happen, even you yourself, you say, wow. So these things happen this way. It's very, very possible. You may meet someone that you may not need a long courtship, because when you meet her, you will know that this was sent from God. She was
Yes,
sent to you.
I I
She
I
has been
have I
prepared
have
for you.
I have many friends in Nigeria, many that want many, but a distance relationship is not my calling. It's not my calling. No, it's not. So
No,
I've told
don't
them,
do
please.
distance things for now. It's very difficult. It's not
Yes.
easy. Distance
So
relationship is not easy. So don't even go
yeah,
into it.
so
I won't advise.
it's not what I pray for anybody, because I have a brother who is married, going home every year, all those kind of stress. No. So I
Stressful.
have female friends in Nigeria, female, good one, but sorry, it's far. Yeah, if you can, if I'm in Europe,
It's far.
it will be
When you are ready, it's either you come back home or over there. You know, you can meet anybody anywhere. Who says we don't have
so,
good Nigerians there that you can even meet? You can meet anybody there.
somebody said, don't mind those Niger girls. So.
Then they look for who will give them tickets to Japa. They go find their baggage. Anyway, guys, let's wrap it up here today. Thank you so much, Cosfred. You have been amazing. Like, I really enjoy your vibe this night here. Thank you. Made
Yeah,
it very, very
you're welcome.
interesting. You and the Lukunke. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. All about Lexi, my baby. Thank you so much. I
Please,
appreciate you all.
also, before I forget, guys, just to remind us, tomorrow I'll be having a live stream. It will be starting at least 3 o'clock, 3:30 European time. If you go to my house, you will see it now. Please be there with
Is it
us.
scheduled already?
Yes, let us discuss why a pastor will be using a bulletproof car, and people like my in-law will be
You
asked
want
to
to
go
shake the
and rest.
table? You
Yes.
want to
So
remove
it is.
all the legs of the table? I'll
I
be
want to
there.
piece it.
You
I
know
want
me.
to scatter.
You know me when it comes to that.
I want to scatter it. And if you are coming there tomorrow, you are coming to tell me anything I don't want, I'm going to block you. So get
What
it
do
in
you
habit
want me
in
to
mind.
come with? Do you want me to come with double barrel, short,
No,
long,
my
AK?
my sister,
Which one do you want me to
come
come with?
my sister, come with anything that you are comfortable.
I'm
Let's not
coming with
put fire.
nothing. We
Let's
go
not put
fire like
fire.
this. We go fire like
Yes.
this.
So just normal. So please be with us tomorrow. Let's discuss it. I say fine fun watching. May God bless you with the desire of your heart. Amen, my
Thank
sister.
you.
Amen.
Thank
For
you,
for
Julie.
those of
God bless you.
yeah, thank you very much.
God
I
bless
appreciate.
you,
So
Julie. God
guys,
bless you.
so thank you so much for having me here, host. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. I
we'll see you
really
tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow on that,
yes.
because I'm so
All
very
the
interested in that topic.
all about lazy. Calm down. Of course, calm down. All about lazy. I know this is Oyoyo. Oyoyo, please leave me alone. Oyoyo, leave you might leave. I'm planning for a burial and Christmas. Do
Don't
you know?
worry. Go and prepare. Go and eat and chop well. I'm coming beside you. Like I said, I'm
One,
coming loaded.
do you
I'm
even know
coming
that?
loaded for you.
Do you even know that this my in-law has a wife and a daughter? Do you know?
Don't
I
worry.
beg,
Don't
I
worry.
beg.
Tomorrow
If
we'll
my
meet. I
if
get
my
your
channel
back.
want
I get your
if
back.
my channel want get issue tomorrow, may get issue. I go open new one
You know go get. You know go get. No worry. You know go
because
get. We
I'm going
did
to
it.
scatter everything. Anything scattered, but I'm going to pieces it
Oh
tomorrow.
God.
So, host,
My God.
thank you
Thank
very much.
you. Good
What
night. Good
which
night.
of the
Thank you.
channels? Yes, the channel is Courtship TV. Courtship Corner. Sorry, Courtship Corner.
Constructive. Yeah,
Courtship
yeah.
Corner.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I, in fact, let me see if I can come with it before host goes out. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Host later. I'm gonna go with that
Wow.
one.
Enter with that one. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Rebecca, my queen. I really appreciate you. Blessing, Okudili, Olufunke, all about Lexi. Thank you so much. You guys have been so amazing. Julie, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you all for your time here. I appreciate you, Amara. Amarachi, being a carer with Tess. Ify, thank you so, so much. Juba, Bruce, oh my God, I miss Juba. Juba, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence here. Okay, cost rep. Oh, this thing is hanging now. I can't see the remaining names. It's blurred there now. But I really appreciate you. Cost rep, are you there? It's hanging now. I can't see my comments. My laptop has frozen. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. I've seen you now. Yeah. Okay. Cost Reps Corner. Okay. Cost Reps Corner. Tomorrow we check him out. He has a live stream on what recently happened between Apostle Suleiman and some unknown gunmen. So let's go. Let's go and support him. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all your love and your support. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time, on another interesting topic. I am your girl here. Spicy, spicy, the spicy queen. Thank you all. I appreciate your love. Every one of you here spending time with me. God bless you. So guys, I'm gonna leave you with this music all about Lexi. Thank you so much, Queen. Thank you. I'm gonna give you a call, okay?
Yes, I need you, yes, I want you. You're the only one for me. I'm coming home right after the party.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Because I know you got it. And you're my company. And
Good night.
And you always come through to me. Peace of my heart, yeah. You with you was like your child. You give me peace of my heart, yeah. Your body's in my attention. You give me peace of my heart, yeah. Baby, don't let me go. Please give me peace of my heart. Please give me peace of my heart. You give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind. You give me my problem. You my baby. Oh yeah. You give me peace of mind. You give me peace of mind.
Good night, everyone.